Breaking news, football fans, huge transfer story has just unfolded. In the last couple of days, there's been some rumors for some weeks now that Julian Alvarez, discontent with life at Manchester City, wanted to move away from the club. I mean, he's won everything he could at Man City. So this deal ended up materializing with Atletico Madrid. 75 million euro base fee with 20 million euros in add-ons. 5-year deal, record sale for Man City at 95 million euros. A massive transfer. I'm going to talk about what this means for Atletico Madrid, City, Julian Alvarez, and the rest of everything that comes with this deal. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Let me know what you think about this move and the rest of the transfer news that has unfolded as a result of this. Subscribe if you're new, like if you end up enjoying, and let's continue with this wrinkle in the story. Conor Gallagher. So Conor Gallagher has also joined Atletico Madrid today. But this deal involved a player named Samu Omaridian, I believe it's pronounced, who's going to Chelsea. But the whole kind of structure of the deal was built on the fact that first, Atletico Madrid have to sign Julian Alvarez, and then once that deal happens, Conor Gallagher will end up signing as well. So they're waiting on personal terms with Atletico Madrid. It ends up being booked for tomorrow, the Wednesday medical. 42 million euro fee, 5-year deal. So Atletico making some big money moves to kind of try and spice up their whole setup in Spain. But let's go back to Julian Alvarez really quick. Julian Alvarez has left Manchester City after just 1-2 years now. He's won everything he could at Man City, so I think he's well within his right to leave if he so pleases. And that's exactly what he's done. 95 million, 75 million, not a small fee whatsoever. I think that's an appropriate fee. He's a talented player. But my issue stems from now, what does Man City do? I'm not a City fan, I could care less. But Erling Haaland, who obviously is their star forward, he was coming out in the press a few weeks ago talking about how, hey, we're playing 70 games a season. This is absolutely insane. Someone has to do something about this. Well, now he's lost his main backup. Obviously, it goes without saying that Man City will, and I say will, 100% sign someone to replace Julian Alvarez. That is, I would be stunned if they just pocketed the change from this and did nothing. They obviously have brought in Savio, who could play on the right wing. We've seen Foden play on the right wing. We've seen Bernardo Silva play on the right wing. They have Oscar Bob, who is a backup through the forward line. But when you look at Man City, and you look at the fact that they have Erling Haaland as their effectively sole starting striker, there's not really anyone else that's going to compete with him there. You had competition 2 years ago with Cole Palmer and Julian Alvarez. Then 1 year, Cole Palmer leaves. Now this year, Julian Alvarez is leaving. And I'm not saying that Haaland's going to leave next year or whatever, but there is something to be said about the fact that they're running themselves a lot thinner than I would imagine they would feel comfortable doing with. I imagine that a number 9 or a forward or somebody of the like, whether it's a pure out-and-out 9 like Victor Gyökeres, if it's someone like Victor Osimhen, if it's Florian Wirtz maybe to come in and play as like a midfielder that could moonlight as a false 9. We've seen Pep win the league with a false 9 before. There's a lot to consider. And for me, the main kind of telling bit of news here is the fact that this 5-year deal is fairly out of the blue, but it also comes off the back of effectively Julian Alvarez once again going through and winning everything he could. He obviously has won both cups in England. He's gone through and he's won the Copa America with Argentina. He's won the World Cup. Now he's setting his targets on La Liga in Spain. I mean, he's a young forward. He wants to make his own career for himself, and that makes total sense. Gallagher leaving also makes a lot of sense. Chelsea clearly didn't want him. He was being kind of pushed out a bit, it felt. He was banished, I think, from the first team training as well this past week. Now with him in Atletico, what does this mean for Chelsea? Does Chelsea go out and sign someone more, of a higher quality to fill in his position? Do they reinvest in a different area of the pitch because they feel like they have enough midfielders? A lot of question marks. I'd love to see what Chelsea fans have to say about this, because for me, this was a move that, not maybe this exact move, but Conor Gallagher leaving Chelsea this summer was definitely always on the cards. It makes a lot of sense that he would go to a more kind of industrious side like Atletico. I'd be shocked if he was in a really technical flair side. But yeah, I think it's a good fit as well. The fee may be a bit much, but he's still fairly young. It's not the worst fee. I do think that this means Atletico are going to be pretty threatening in the Champions League. I mean, Julian Alvarez, Memphis Depay, now Antoine Griezmann as well. I forgot his name for a second. Sorry, Antoine Griezmann. But Griezmann, Depay, Julian Alvarez, Gallagher. I know one of those is not like the others, but point being, they are investing fairly wisely, I'd say, Atletico Madrid. I don't think they're going to be outright favorites for La Liga or nothing, but I do think that they are building something that can be rejuvenated in the coming seasons. Obviously, a bit of an aging squad in some parts of the pitch, midfield and up top specifically. So this is a wise move from them to go out and sign, I think, one of the best forwards in world football, who is under the age of 25, 26. He's got a long prime ahead of him, and I think Atletico are getting him just at the perfect time. The reverse Sergio Aguero, if you will. But yeah, very good move, I think, for this. I'd rate this maybe an 8 out of 10. The money is really the only thing that's keeping it. Excuse me. The money is the only thing that's keeping it from being a 10 out of 10, because this is a fair value deal. Gallagher, I'll give it a 7. They need some extra legs in midfield. Atletico, he plays the type of football that they want to play. Chelsea wanted to move him. It could be higher if they got him for closer to 30, because he really isn't that valuable. I think think this is a bit of an overspend at 42 mil. But it's going to be interesting to see who both Chelsea and City replace Gallagher and Julian Alvarez with. It's going to be a very, very telling sign of both clubs' kind of directions for this upcoming season and seasons beyond. So let me know, who do you think Chelsea will replace Conor Gallagher with? Who do you think Julian Alvarez will be replaced with at Manchester City? And thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you're new, like if you end up enjoying, and comment down below with your thoughts. I'm Sideline Sedo. Peace.